William here, Patriot Containers. I want to continue my kind of daily series of don't get scammed by a cargo container company. I also noticed one of these companies got another complaint. It's not too detailed, and I was thinking about not making a video about it, but maybe, I don't know. You got to understand these types of videos that I'm making. Nobody else is making these videos. I have 13 years of cargo container sales. I used to work for bad companies. I know how they operate. I know who they purchase from. I know what their invoice says. I know with what they're telling you, and I know with what is true and false. So the title of this video is going to be "Don't be scammed by cargo container companies," and I think this one's going to be conditions of the containers. So these videos that I'm providing that you're either watching or not watching. My videos and my help only apply to people that care. If you don't care or you think you don't care about your container and you're going to purchase a 5,000 or 8,000 pound container from whoever gives you the cheapest price, I think you're in for a rough ride, and you're going to call 20 different companies and you're going to buy a container from whoever gives you the cheapest price. You're going to get the worst results with that. But if you do actually care about your container, you do care when it's going to arrive, you do care what it looks like, and you don't want to get scammed, there's key features about the conditions of these containers. I always tell people in my videos, it is so important that you must call, but that does not mean the sales representative that you're talking to is going to tell you the truth. That sales representative has one mission, and it's to close you, make a sale, make a commission, and moving on to the next sale. That's their job. So it's very, very rare to come across a salesperson that actually wants to tell you the truth. They actually care about you as a customer. Most salespeople that sell cargo containers, they're closers. Most salespeople that work for cargo container companies, they work for multi-level marketing companies. That's the new trend of this industry. So I want to kind of give you some helpful hints here on when buying a cargo container, because there's three categories of you as customers. You either buy a new one, you buy a good used one, or you buy a shitty one. That's it. You could be male, female, nice, jerk, whatever you want to be. But when there's three types of buyers: new, good used, and just crappy ones. So if you do care about your container and you don't want a crappy one, never, ever, ever ask for wind and water tight. So I'm going to go over the I think it's the 6 conditions. Now, a lot of companies rename their containers to make them sound fancy. Shipping lines don't do that. There's only 6 conditions us cargo container companies buy from the shipping lines. You have new, and it's called a one tripper. It's the best of the best. It's in a league of its own. It's not in the category of used. It's completely far away. Some companies might say like new. Some companies might say economy. Some companies, they reword it to make it sound fancy, even though they're selling you a dog turd. Okay? So I'm trying to figure out. So if it's not new, what is it? It's used. Okay? So when cargo or shipping lines sell us container companies cargo containers, we go online or we talk to a sales representative that has inventory and we buy their containers. Some shipping lines inspect 5 different categories. Some only inspect to 2. Some shipping lines, it's either new or used. But me personally, I buy my containers inspected properly to the standards that I need. And I'm going to go over those standards right now. So the worst one is called damaged, okay? No cargo container company is ever going to tell you they're selling you a damaged container, ever. And it's super rare for somebody to ask for it. It's like one in 1,000 people ask for a damaged container. that means the damage is so significant that it costs more than the container. So it's sold to us companies as damaged. You don't want that, trust me. The next one is called as is. As is are decommissioned, old, heavily corroded, and I'm talking about really bad rust problems. Some have holes, some do not. It's not, that's also not a container that's going to create a happy customer. And most likely, you're not going to ask for that either. After that, the most commonly abused term in this industry is wind and watertight. Everybody wants a container with no holes. The problem with wind and watertight is it could be a damaged container. It could be an as-is container. It could be a wind and watertight container. 95% of the time, a wind and watertight container will never look good. As long as it has no holes, it is wind and watertight. So when you have a salesperson selling you wind and watertight, they're selling with minimal information. They're saying, yes, I have a container with no holes, but they're not telling you with what it looks like. They're not offering you a better one that I'm going to get into in a second. So the real problem with wind and watertight is everybody asks for it. Most companies sell two containers. Most cargo container sellers that are selling to you sell two containers, new and just one condition used. If you ever go to their websites, it basically says we sell as is, or we only sell wind and watertight and new. They're not giving you the options of having better choices. They're going in for a new one or the kill. But wind and watertight, yeah, it just means no holes. It's if I sell wind and watertight every single day, I would have complaints all over the internet. I don't have complaints all over the internet, and I've been doing this for 13 years, and I've sold 20,000 estimated containers. Okay, most companies, they push wind and watertight on you to make a sale because it's something you need to hear. If you talk to a sales representative and you say, "Hey, I need a good quality used container, but it must be wind and watertight." Well, good quality used isn't called wind and watertight, but the salesperson is going to go, "Oh, you need wind and watertight?" Boom. And they're going to go in for the kill. Okay. I guess a proper way to ask for a container is say, "Look, I don't want a container with holes, but I need it to be an upper class used container." I guess that's the proper way to ask for it. Say, "Look, I don't want to buy a new one, even though you probably do. You just don't want to pay for it. But wind and watertight's bad. I need a good quality, solid container where the door's shut, the flooring's good, it's not rusted to hell. And of course I don't want it to leak, but wind and watertight's bad. I don't want that." A lot of these multi-level marketing companies, you don't have choices, and you're going to get with whatever they give you. And it's going to get there someday, hopefully. After wind and watertight is a condition called cargo worthy. Cargo worthy can't have any holes. The flooring has to be good. The doors have to shut. The handles have to work. Typically on cargo worthy, they actually look better for being used containers. They're not rusted to hell. They're good, solid containers that if this is damaged, as is wind and watertight, cargo worthy, they're progressively getting bigger. And believe it or not, wind and watertight and cargo worthy aren't too far apart on price. Now, there's a condition called IICL. It's the best used you can get, but it's not close to being new. It's still a used container. Most depots don't inspect up to that standards. Some depots do. Some shipping lines request it. And if I call 10 different shipping lines, I'm going to give you 10, they're going to give me 10 different descriptions of what IICL is. IICL is supposed to be a cargo-worthy container 10 years or younger. Or if it has a scrape or a dent, it has to be within a specific size frame. Typically, IICL containers do look much nicer than cargo-worthy. And if IICL is not good enough for you, you have to buy a new one. And that's it. So, yeah, how not to get scammed by a cargo container company. Stop asking for wind and watertight. That's my number one thing. If you care about your container, stop asking for wind and watertight. But even though I'm making this video, it means nothing because everybody asks for it. Every shitty container company pushes it on you, and that's how you guys get crappy containers. So, and again, I'm gonna make probably some more videos about this. A lot of these new multi-level marketing companies, they're trying to make this containers industry an automated service where you go onto their website and you buy something through a website. But a lot of these websites, they don't have accurate pictures that show with what you're really buying. And so that's another thing I was thinking about these container companies is on my YouTube channel, I think 9 or 10 years ago when I started Patriot Containers on YouTube, I used to upload videos of container deliveries or preloads. I still do it, but majority of my videos now are videos like this where I'm talking to you guys and trying to teach you helpful information, warning signs, and how not to get scammed. But if you go on my YouTube channel, you'll see deliveries that I've made that are new and deliveries that I made that are used. And if I send you a really nice picture of the nicest used container you've ever seen in your life, that's what you're going to expect. But it might not be that perfect. So when somebody calls me and they go, hey, I need a used container, I'm going to go through my phone of my recent deliveries, and I have thousands of pictures on my phone, and I'm going to send you an average picture of what a used container that's in good cargo worthy condition looks like. Because if I oversell it to you, you're going to expect perfection. If you sell it correctly, you understand. And again, right now, most people that are calling me are buying new containers, and I actually make less money on new containers. I'm willing to make less money if you buy something that you have zero chance of complaining about. So yeah, don't get scammed by cargo container companies. Conditions, and yes, there's new IICL, cargo worthy, wind and watertight, as is, and then damaged. My only advice is if you do care about your container, don't ask for wind and watertight. Wind and watertight sucks. You shouldn't buy it. Let's put it this way. If I was buying a container and I planned on burying it under the ground so you don't even see it, I would not even bury a wind and watertight container. I would bury a cargo worthy one that actually has structural integrity and can't have problems. So anyways, guys, that's it. Have a great one. Goodbye.